gift of peace with you. My peace. Not the kind of fragile peace the world gives or is given by the world. I've always liked that because, the world's peace is simply the absence of trouble. But the slightest, you could look at a pond, and if it doesn't have a ripple on the surface, you would look at that pond and say, it is so peaceful. Until little Johnny throws a rock. And then one rock hitting that pond disturbs the peace. That's how many people live their lives. Everything's okay as long as everything is okay. In those moments, I don't even want to call them seasons, because they're moments. You got like 5 minutes, and it's like everything is okay, and then your phone rings, and it's like, oh, C-Rap. It's them again. And it's like a rock hitting the surface of the pond, and suddenly it's not peaceful because it's disturbed. That's the peace the world gives. In order to have peace in the world, you've got to have no troubles. Anywhere. Real or imagined. But Jesus said, I'm not giving you that kind of peace. I'm going to give you a peace that is stronger than the trouble. So when the trouble comes, the peace doesn't evaporate. It's a very real peace in the midst of trouble. It's a peace that the Bible says passes. In other words, it makes no sense. How can you be at peace when you're going through what you're going through? Because I'm going through it. It ain't in me. See, you should never let where you are become who you are, or let what you're going through get into your heart. I like when Paul was writing one time, and he was listing all the things he had gone through. Right? And I thought that's a great advertising for people to get saved. I've been whipped, I've been stoned, I've been run out of the city. Join our church and you too can get whipped and stoned and run out of the city. It's like great advertising, Paul. But as Paul is reciting all the things he went through, he still maintained a tone of victory. But then he goes on to say, apart from such external things. Paul knew that what was going on around him was not what was in him. Because what he had hidden within him were the very words of Christ, which is why that in the middle of a storm he stayed at peace. Because if peace, y'all listen, if peace is within you, what goes on around you can't disturb that. Because you can get to out here, but you can't get in here. Not unless I allow it in here, but you got to watch over your heart and guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it flow the issues of life. So don't let the fear that is out here everywhere get in here.